It's 2003 and Midway Games is looking at the kart racing genre and says, you know what Mario Kart is missing? Airplanes. And not just any airplanes, but cartoon planes flown by the strangest bunch of characters you've ever seen. A roadkill munching Aussie, a suspiciously trigger-happy English librarian, and a German woman literally engineered in a military lab. This isn't a joke, that's their real backstory. And somehow, almost nobody talks about this amazing game. So today, we're diving into Freaky Flyers on the PS2. Midway Studio San Diego built Freaky Flyers, and it hit the PS2 and Xbox on August 5th, 2003. There's a Gamecube version, but get this, it arrived on 2 discs. 2 discs for a kart racing game is quite distinctive. Right from the start, Freaky Flyers bragged about being the first and only fully open 3D airplane racing adventure. Technically, yeah, that's true. Nobody else went all in on aviation kart racing. Diddy Kong Racing had planes, but that wasn't the whole deal. Freaky Flyers took the concept and ran with it. Gotta respect that level of weird dedication. The dialogue is written by someone from The Tick, the animated show. Once you know that, everything suddenly makes sense. The ESRB gave it a teen rating for comic mischief, mild violence, and, my personal favorite, suggestive themes. With this character roster, suggestive doesn't even begin to cover it. When we talk about the characters, because this is the part that either hooks you or sends you running. There are 14 playable characters, and to put it kindly, the game loves stereotypes. It knows it and leans into it with a cheeky grin. You get Johnny Turbine, basically Johnny Bravo with a pilot's license. You can unlock Tracy Torpedoes. She's German, and her backstory is wild. Engineered in Operation Bombshell, a military genetics program. That's her actual lore in a cartoon razor. Then there's Mick Bungadoo, the Aussie bushman who literally runs over animals in the outback and starts a restaurant serving roadkill. He's in the game to promote the place. Yes, really. And don't forget Pilot X, the boss who floats backward around the ringed planet hurling obstacles at you. Because why not? Each character has their own story mode, played out with cutscenes and narrated images. And the stories actually change as you race, not something you usually get in kart games. Freaky Flyers gives you a character arc and a grudge, not just a name and flag. The narrator is the star of the show. Critics called him downright hilarious, and honestly, he steals every scene. Alright, the game looks fun, the cast is amazing, so what's it like to play? It's pretty simple. You pick a character, race through levels, and chase after 6 sub-goals per track. Stuff like collecting items, shooting targets, blowing up anti-aircraft guns, even setting poodles free. No, really. If you hit these side objectives, you unlock shortcuts which are crucial for winning. Or you get the option to grab an extra weapon slot. Locations are creative and wild. You fly over Bigfoot Mountain, through Coyote Canyon, Monster Isle, Thugsville, Cave of Blunders, Grave, and the boss level, X, where sharks jump out at you, monsters stomp around, and the world has tons of charm and craziness. The AI doesn't just take shortcuts, it'll drop mines and boost highways to mess with you. Nice little touch. But here's the kicker. The game is slow. Not just slower than Mario Kart, like slogging through molasses. Gamers called it slow motion racing, and some compared it to piloting a tugboat. In a game about airplanes, that's rough. Weapons are slim. Missiles, homing missiles, mines, a shield, energy burst, and your infinite ammo machine gun, which is handy but limited. For a game that should be chaotic, the arsenal isn't nearly wild enough. It says there are 12 courses, but 4 are just minigames, so 8 real tracks. That's half what Mario Kart Double Dash brought out that year. You can't customize controls, only 5 preset layouts, and none feel totally right. It was weird then and doesn't age well. PS2 players get the worst of it. GameSpot called out the unstable frame rate in big areas, lots of skipping and jerking. The Xbox version dodged this mess, so PS2 folks, buckle up for the roughest ride. But credit where it's due, the presentation is solid. FMV cutscenes are well animated, the cartoon style sticks to its guns and looks great. Environments feel unique even when gameplay doesn't match their ambition. The soundtrack is a real highlight. It's original, and when your plane moves to a new area, the music shifts too. That's clever stuff with 2003, way ahead of what you'd expect. All the minigames you get are just brilliant. Sometimes you fly a naval mission, and the background song literally describes what's happening. No surprise old fans still remember the music. Official US PlayStation magazine said the game thoroughly amuses you for a few hours. GameFAQs folks called it surprisingly entertaining, comical, smart, and deeper than we imagined. And I'm with them. That's spot on. The game's got limits, but what's here is genuinely charming and fun to play. So where does Freaky Flyers end up? Metacritic landed at 66 out of 100 for PS2, based on 20 critics. Fair, not a train wreck, not a gem. It's creative, packed with unforgettable characters, full of dynamic music and impressive visuals, built on gameplay that's just too slow and limited, especially on PS2 where frame rate woes hit hard. PlayStation Magazine said it was a perfect rental game. A few hours of fun, then you return it. And yeah, that still fits. If you stumble across it cheap at a retro game shop, grab it, especially if you try out dogfight mode where you just blast each other from the sky. Just know what you're getting. It's a 2003 Midway gem with a huge personality. The Tick's writer, a German super soldier, a Canadian rodent fanatic, and PS2 performance that couldn't keep up. It's not a classic, but it's worth knowing about. Freaky Flyers, a game that asked, what if Mario Kart put planes and super weird, then forgot to make the planes actually fast? If you remember Freaky Flyers, leave a comment. If this is your first time hearing about it, thanks for sticking around. Now you know. Hit like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one.
sick to the stomach that the doctor put in me. If I had another system, that would hurt.